Hey there. So, we hear the term artificial intelligence thrown around all the time, but what does it actually mean? We're going to cut through all the noise and break down the three distinct stages of AI, from the apps you use every day to a future that feels like it's straight out of science fiction. Let's dive in.
You know, AI is absolutely everywhere. It's in your phone, it's in your car, it's recommending your next movie. But here's the thing, it's not all the same. So to really get a handle on where this tech is going, we need to understand its different levels of intelligence.
The AI that you and I interact with every single day, well, it all falls into this first category, artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI for short.
Now, you'll often hear this called weak AI, but don't let that name fool you. It isn't weak at all. It's just incredibly focused. You can think of it like a genius who has a one-track mind. It's absolutely brilliant at its one job, but it's completely clueless about anything else.
And you already know these systems really well. I mean, when you ask Siri for the weather, that's ANI. When YouTube just knows the next video you want to watch, yep, that's ANI too. Even something as complex as a self-driving car is still considered narrow. Why? Because its entire world is just navigating and driving. It can't say, get bored in traffic and decide to compose a symphony. This chart here really nails the difference between where we are and where we're headed. You've got today's specialized single-task AI on one side, and on the other, the dream, a strong AI that can learn, reason, and adapt just like us. And that brings us to our next stage.
Which is the next giant leap in AI development. This is where we move from just having specialized tools to creating something that starts to look like a real thinking entity. Artificial general intelligence.
So here's the key. AGI wouldn't be stuck doing just one thing. It would have the power to understand, to learn, and to apply its brain power to solve any problem, kind of like a person does. It could learn to play chess, then decide to learn a new language, and then use ideas from both to tackle something completely different. Just imagine for a second a single AI that could learn to perform surgery with incredible precision, and then, in its downtime, compose a beautiful piece of music. Or an AI that could master the logic of a game like chess and then apply that same reasoning to understand complicated legal arguments. That's the kind of flexible, cross-domain thinking we're talking about with AGI.
But what happens when AI doesn't just match us, but completely surpasses us? Well, that takes us into the third, and honestly, the most mind-bending stage, artificial superintelligence.
And this is a really critical point. ASI isn't just about being faster at math. We are talking about an intellect that is superior to the most brilliant human minds in every single field you can think of, from science and logic to creativity, social skills, and emotional intelligence. Everything. The potential here is, well, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. An ASI could potentially cure diseases that have plagued us for centuries, it could unravel the deepest mysteries of the universe, or it could design world-changing technologies in the time it takes us to blink. It would be the ultimate invention architect. So how in the world do we get from human-level AGI to this almost godlike ASI? The most talked about theory is an event called the AI Singularity. The moment AI's growth curve stops being a curve and just goes straight up.
Recursive self-improvement, that's the key phrase right there. Right now, humans make AI better. The singularity is the tipping point where an AI gets smart enough to start improving itself over and over again without any help from us. And that kicks off a crazy feedback loop.
Let's just walk through this. First, the AI becomes smart enough to analyze and rewrite its own code to be more efficient. Okay, so that makes it smarter. But now, this new, smarter version is even better at improving itself, and it does it even faster. This cycle repeats, accelerating at an incredible rate, creating this runaway intelligence explosion.
Here's a great way to think about it. AGI is like a student who finally becomes just as smart as their teacher. But the singularity, that's the moment that student figures out how to upgrade their own brain, making themselves 10 times smarter every single hour. That student's intelligence would rocket past their teachers to a level we can't even begin to comprehend.
And that leads us to this incredibly powerful idea. Why would it be the last invention? Because once an ASI exists, it would be capable of inventing everything else for us, at a speed and with a genius that is just far beyond anything we could ever do.